Hello, it's Ron Climer again here in North Carolina. I'm here with Vasquez. Y'all remember him from yesterday. And this is my phone number, and we're here today to talk about question 36 through 40 in modern real estate practices in North Carolina. So let's just take a look. I'm on page 752. And question 36 says, you pay $35.53 monthly interest on a loan bearing 9.25% annual interest. What is the loan amount rounded to the nearest $100? By the way, I found my eraser, and boy am I glad. And now, the question says, what is the balance on the mortgage? Now, you remember I over P R T. If we're looking for one of these, we cover up the one we're looking for. Well, we're looking for the principal, is that right? So the formula is going to be principal equals I over RT. Principal equals interest divided by rate times time. Now, our interest is $65.53 per month. Now, we're going to turn that into an annual figure just because it makes the arithmetic easier. You don't have to do it that way. It's just the way I learned to do it back in the 8th grade, and that's the way I think you should learn to do it. So $65.53 times 12 months, the interest is $786.36. By the way, is that what you got with your calculator? You know, I bring the calculator out here not because I need it, because I want to go at a speed that you can follow me. So that's the annual interest. Now, our interest rate is 9.25%. To turn that into a decimal, we move the decimal 2 places over, and it looks like 0.925. Now, the time we've expressed as 1 year, so the time is going to be 1 year. So we end up with 0.0925 on the bottom of the equation, 786.36 on the top. All right, 786.36 divided by 0.0925, and my calculator says $8,501.19. And the question is rounded to the nearest 100, so I think choice number D is $8,500. I over PRT, you cover up the one you're looking for. There's your formula. P equals I over RT. The R, interest rate, 9.25% times 1 year. You don't have to express the interest as 1 year. It just makes the arithmetic easier. So our monthly interest converted to annual interest divided by that, 8,500 is the answer. Question 36 in the book. All right, I'm going to erase that, and we're going to move on. Okay, let's see, we're on question 37, and it says, what percentage of profit would you make if you paid $10,000 for a lot, built a home that cost $93,000, and sold the whole shoot match for $134,550? Well, This one's simple as pie. It's percent of profit. Y'all remember the formula for that? It's, well, actually it's profit divided by cost. But remember, I told you that ain't the way I learned it in the 5th grade. The way I learned it is what you made over what you paid. What you made being another word for profit. What you paid being another word for cost. Alright? So let's figure our cost here. We paid $10,500 for the lot. Is that right? Yep. Plus, it cost $93,000 to build a house. So our cost, or what we paid, if you will, is $103,500. So we're in the deal for $103,500. Now we turn around and sold the property. It says so in the question for $134,550. So this is what we sold it for, and this is what we're in the deal for. So if we subtract what we paid from what we sold it for, this is a 0, this is a 5, this is a 0, this is a 1, this is a 3, so we made $31,050. So what we made was $31,050. What you made divided by what you paid. What you made divided by what you paid. This is so simple you don't even have to know how to spell. Alright? Let's see. We made $31,050 divided by 103,500, and my calculator says 0.3, which is 30% profit. 0.3 is 30%. We move the decimal over 2 places to turn that into a percent. So 37 is number C, 30% profit. What you made over what you paid. Figure out what you paid, figure out your profit, what you made over what you paid. Keep it simple, folks. Everybody good with that? I'm going to erase that, and we're going to move on to question 38, which is a proration problem. We are prorating rent. Now, remind me, do we collect rent in advance or do we collect rent in arrears? And we collect rent in advance. So it says here that you're purchasing a quadruplex and closing on November the 4th. Each apartment rents for $575 per month. However, on November the 1st, one of the apartments is empty. The other tenants paid their November rent, all right, which was $575 a month times 3 units with tenants in them. All right, 575 times 3, 575 times 3 units. Mr. Seller collected $1,725 on the 1st of November. Now we're having a closing on the 4th of November. And it says that we're going to prorate through the day of closing. Now you remember from back in the book, that means the seller owns that day and reaps any benefit from that day. So we're going to take the $1,725 and we're going to divide it by the 30 days in November. All right, $1,725 divided by 30 And my calculator says $57.50 per day. So the rent is $57.50 per day. Now we're closing on the 4th, and we're prorating through the day of closing. So the seller is entitled to 4 days of that rent. All right? $57.50 times 4 is $230. So the seller is entitled to $230 of the November rent. Well, how much did he collect on the 1st of November? $17.25. So we're going to take the $17.25 and subtract the seller's portion of that. All right, hold on. $17.25 minus $230. So that is $1,495 that the seller is going to be turning over to the buyer. That is a debit to the seller. That's a debit, a frowny face, and a credit to the buyer, a smiley face. So the buyer is smiling, credit to the buyer. Seller is frowning, debit to the seller. $1,495. And in your book, the answer is C. By the way, you might want to write down debit to the seller, credit to the buyer, because the book doesn't really ask you that, but that's important. Y'all excuse me, I got to have a shot of water. I brought this Zephyr Hills water with me from down in Florida. I guess you don't need this up here in Carolina, but man, it's good water. It's 2 parts hydrogen and 1 part pure oxygen, and it comes from a spring down in Florida. Good water. Alright, that was question number 38. Let's take a look at 39. It says an income producing property has a $62,500 annual gross income and monthly expenses of $1,530. What is the appraised value if we use a 10% capitalization rate? Now, let me remind you, I over RV. We're looking for the income, we're looking for the rate, we're looking for the value. We cover up the one we're looking for. Well, what are we looking for? We've got the income, we've got the capitalization rate, we're looking for the value. So the formula is value equals I over R. Now the R, capitalization rate, is 10%. It's given in the question, it's 10%. So that's the R. Now the income is $62,500 a year gross income. However, we've got expenses, and our expenses are $1,530 per month. All right, $1,530 times 12 months is, hold on, $1,530 times 12 months is $18,360. $18,360 expenses that this property has. This is the taxes, the maintenance, management fee, etc., etc. So let's subtract the $18,360 annual from the annual gross income, and let's see. 62,500 minus 18,360. My calculator says 44,140 is the net income. So the net income is 44,140. We're going to put that number right here. 44,140 divided by 0.10. And my calculator says this property is worth $441,400. So if you bought that property, you took your money out of the bank, took your $441 and out of the bank that was paying you $4,000 a year in interest, bought this property, it would pay you $44,000 in net income. And that's why people buy income property. They'd rather have $44,000 a year than $4,000 a year. So that's question 39. Oh, this question 40. These are some complicated problems. All right, everybody good with that? You got to have this memorized. By the way, this is not a formula. This is just a memory peg. You want the formula for value? There it is. You want the formula for capitalization rate? There it is. You want the formula for income? There it is. And that's just a little memory peg. It's very similar to I over PRT, except there's no time. There's no time with real estate because we presume you're going to own the property forever. That may not be true, but that's what we presume. Number 40. A new home and a lot cost the buyer $65,000. Now, of this total price, the lot was estimated to be worth $13,000. All right, so he bought the house for $65,000, and when he did, $13,000 of the value was the lot, which means $52,000 was the value of the house. Now, the strange thing about real estate, houses depreciate, land appreciates. At least in this case it did. And so it says here, using a straight line method, assuming an annual depreciation of 1% on the house and an annual increase of 8% on the lot, what would be the total value of the property at the end of 8 years? Okay, the property is worth $52,000. Let me erase this. Times 1% a year times 8, or 8%. So the house has gone up in value 8%. A couple of ways we could do this, but the way I'm going to do it is take the 52,000 times 0.08, and that is $4,160. Let's just call that the value increase. Value increase. All right. So we got 52,000 plus. Did I say value increase? No, that's the value decrease, because the house is decreasing in value. So we're not going to add that to the 52,000. We're going to subtract it from the 52,000. So after 8 years, I better use a calculator. Minus $4,160. The house is worth $47,840 if it was suspended in midair. But it's not suspended in midair. It's sitting on a lot. Now, that lot, we paid $13,000 for it. Oops. Well, yeah, I'll go ahead and write that down. We paid $13,000 for it 8 years ago. It has gone up in value 8% per year. So it's gone up in value 8% for 8 years. So it's gone up in value 64%. All right, 13,000 times 64%. Hold on. 13,000 times 0.64 is $8,320. And that is a value increase. That's a value increase. So it was worth 13. It's worth $8,320 more. So we're going to add that figure to the 13, 8,320. So the lot is worth $21,320. So the lot is worth $21,320. The house is worth $47,840. All right, let's try this. Plus $47,840, and my calculator says that house today is worth $69,160. So we took the value of the house times 8%. That's how much the value has gone down in value. We took the value of the lot times 64%. That's how much it's gone up in value. Gave us these numbers, add them together. That's the value of the house and lot together, which you really can't buy them separately. I wish you could. There you go. Well, we've knocked out 5 more questions. We got 10 more to go. I'll try to get them up tomorrow or the next day. In the meantime, thanks for being with me. I'm Ron Climer. If I can help you with anything, give me a call. Thanks. Bye.